please join in. You both do solemnly swear the testimony you're giving will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes, I do. Have a seat, Anthony.
We now have one each
Your name and address for the record and spell it, please.
Cisco Melendez, A-N-C-I-S-C-O, Melendez, M-E-L-E-N-D-E-C, Springfield, New Jersey, 25222. East.
People primarily Brian and all the housing authority pursued.
On what?
Brian, and on the housing authority pursued. Just very briefly, as pointed out in the Department Consultant's letter on October 4th, we're here solely for the purpose of obtaining clearance with respect to the hydrogen project located at 158-168 First Street and 106 4th Street. Mr. Melendez is the architect, or the architect for our first witness. Mr. Melendez, would you please advise the board of your educational background?
Yes, I have a degree from
Mr. Melendez, who prepared the plans for this project?
I was actually involved in the preparation.
Would you describe what the project consists of?
The project consists of a four-story building. It has in the ground floor, it has parking, it has a community center, it has an elevator, stairs, it has a laundry room, it has a maintenance office. On the second floor, we have 9 units. There are 8 one-bedroom units and 1 two-bedroom units. There is a direct walk to an exterior outdoor space that covers the parking. And we have the third and the fourth floor and fifth floor. We have a total of, sorry, I apologize. It's a five-story building, yes. It's not the original, we have a 4-story. We have 7 one-bedroom units on each floor and 2 two-bedroom units for a total of 9. The entire building has 36 units. Building primarily facing a First Street. We are complying with the city regulations of the landscape and the lighting and the facade of the building. As you can see in the back, there is a 3D rendering of the building. Yes, the elevation facing First Street, it has brick, veneer, it has a fiberboard, there's different colors of brick, and also has some aluminum panels and a curtain wall defining the lobby, the main entrance to the building, and the different lobbies on each floor. In the back of the building, we have a similar that was included in the package that we have with the air elevation. We have a lot of windows for all the living spaces facing this outdoor space. That's pretty much in general.
When the original proposal was to be a 4-story building.
Yes. Originally proposed was a 4-story. We had the basement, and the community center was at the lower level. We didn't have as many parking as we have now. The preliminary plan approval was for 31 parking spaces. We would lose approximately 12 parking spaces. We go with, when the building was, we had a basement. Because second floor wasn't the first floor, so we had a residential units on the lower level.
Would it be fair to say that what you've done is lifted the building up from the basement?
Yes.
Up one story, so there's nothing in the basement, everything is story higher.
Yes. That's exactly what we've done.
The building as it faces First Street is 5 stories. Is that the full width of the building?
Yes.
What about the deck of the building? Is it 5 stories? The full portion of the building, or is it?
No, it's not. It's just, I could say proportion about half of the side, the entire property. So it's only 5 stories on half of the property going back.
So that, how wide is the building on the second floor?
On the second floor is approximately 56 feet, and the entire property is no, it's 100 in depth, and the building is only 56.
Now, the first and second floor are how wide?
The first floor is narrow to allow parking underneath. It's only 31 feet, and it has parking underneath. But the second floor of the building becomes 56 feet. And it has an outdoor deck, which is about 28 feet, and covers basically almost two-thirds of the park.
So that's clear. The upper 3 stories, that width, does not extend to the back of the property.
No, it doesn't.
It's only 56 feet.
Yes.
Whereas the footprint of the building is 82 feet.
Yes.
Is there any screening provided?
Well, all parking is actually screened from the public. The outdoor space will have, fencing around. And then, anything that is any mechanic equipment that is on the roof will be completely concealed.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Commissioner Fernandez.
What are you doing with the basement?
Excuse me?
What's going to be done with the basement?
We wouldn't build a basement.
Huh?
We would not build a basement.
So you're eliminating the
Yes.
basement completely, right? And in the trash room, you're going to have an indoor trash room?
Yes, and we actually, the tenants will come to an end of the corridor. There will be doors that are completely sealed, and you will shoot they shoot truck, yes, down to the lower level to remove the garbage.
All right, so you eliminated the basement completely. And
Yes.
landscaping, can you tell us a little bit about landscaping?
Yeah, there is, I have a side plan that is included with all of them.
Is this part of the original submission, this drawing?
Yes, that's included. We just actually highlighted the trees along First Street and along Fourth Street. There is also a buffer of shrubberies from the back.
Very nice, my comment.
And there will also be some plants on the outdoor second floor deck.
Commissioner Gonzalez. I'm sorry, Commissioner Fernandez, are you finished?
Who qualifies for these apartments? It's a general question. Who qualifies for these apartments?
Who qualifies for the apartments?
Who can move in?
Qualified? Oh, well, actually, this is following the guidelines for the New Jersey HMFA, which is actually, I believe, is a low income
apartments.
Council, do you have something that can specifically answer this?
Mr. Sutton?
Okay, well,
We'll call.
okay, that's fine, as long as you have some. Any other questions for the architect? Commissioner? Seeing none?
Thank you. I'd like to call Mr. Solomon out for a few questions.
If you raise your right hand, you do solemnly swear the testimony you're giving will be the truth. Microphone right now, stand. Speak directly and do it, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
Jose Salamanca, Director of Redevelopment for the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles.
Would you spell your name, please, Jose?
Jose, J-O-S-T, Salter, S-A-B-A-T-E-R.
Your address, sir?
15 Paris Avenue, Edison, New Jersey.
Mr. Sutton, you heard the question. Who qualifies for these apartments?
This is an affordable housing project. The tenants will be at 50 and 60% of median income.
I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
It is an affordable project, housing project. The tenants' eligibility requirements are 50 and 60% of median income. We are talking about tenants that will be making anywhere between $35,000 to $45,000 a year. 15% of the units will be targeted for disabled individuals, and we will also have some Section 8 vouchers for very low-income families as well.
I have no further questions, Mr. Sutton.
Director of Redevelopment for the Housing Authority.
Does anybody else have any questions for the director?
I'd like to call forward to the state.
Raise your right hand, you do solemnly swear the testimony you're giving will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Have a seat, please, take the microphone while you stand. Speak directly into it, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
Paul Ricky, R-I-C-C-I, Ricky Planet, 10 Georgia, Georgian Drive, Clark, New Jersey.
Can you hear? Yeah, I am.
Okay, seems like exactly. Mr. Ricky, would you please word the benefit of your verification?
Yes, I'm a licensed professional planner in the state of New Jersey, a member of the American Institute of Certified Planners. I have my bachelor's degree from Rutgers University, which I received in 1997 in city and regional planning. Over the years, for various firms, I've represented numerous municipalities, such as planning and zoning boards such as this. I currently operate my own firm, Ricky Planning, where I'm a planning consultant to the city of Linden, the borough of Middlesex, and the borough of Prospect Park. Thank you.
Mr. Ricky, have you reviewed the plans that are prepared in connection with this project?
I have.
And have you also visited the site?
I have.
And based upon that inspection, do you have an opinion as to the appropriateness of this proposal?
I do.
Would you tell us what it is?
Brief background, the site is in the C2 community commercial zone as an underlying zone, as well as the Elizabeth Port development handbook. It covers the site as well. For this zone, there's a maximum height permitted of 40 feet and 4 stories. This application is proposed at 5 stories, 52 feet. As the board is well aware, in order to grant a D6 height variance, we must prove what's commonly referred to as the positive.
I'm sorry, go back and say what kind of height variance?
A D6 height variance. We're required to prove both the positive and negative criteria. Because we are at D6 height variance, we do have a lightened burden of proof. Typically, this board hears applications where we have to prove a particular suitability, the appropriateness of the site for the zone, and also reconcile the additional use from the master plan. That is not required in this context. We also have to recognize that the use itself is an inherently beneficial use, which in and of itself promotes the general welfare and public good of the community. Also, specific to the statutory requirements of the height variance, specific piece of property. The architect has already testified to some of the rationale I will testify to again in a moment. The additional height here, one other point I just want to make. The intent, as we heard from the architect as well, partially the need for the additional height is to provide additional amenities for the residents, to have a community room, trash room, and utility room on the ground level. And this additional height is only proposed for a portion of the building. And we heard that the building has 82 feet of width for storage 1 through 2, and 56.33 feet of width for the upper 3 stories. So functionally speaking, for the upper stories of the building, there is a functional rear yard setback of 27.5 feet. Under your current zone plan, as an alternative to this arrangement, 4 stories of the site could occupy the majority of the lot. Here, we have 5 stories for a portion of the front portion of the lot that steps down to 2 stories. That's also consistent with the existing development pattern of the site today. Currently, there are several buildings that are being raised as part of this application. The building at the corner of First Street and Court Street is a 3-story building, but the back of it is a 1-story building stepping down to the lower level of residential to the rear of the site. We're proposing the same approach, having a taller front building along First Street. We see taller existing buildings, many buildings that are 4 stories and similar, and then stepping the building down to a height of 2 stories is similar to the characteristic of properties that join the rear of the property. Along First Street, an additional story in this context would not result in dramatic change to the character of the area. And for these reasons, despite the proposed additional height, development will not cause a substantial detriment to the public good, nor substantially impact the intent and purpose of the zoning plan, nor would it substantially alter the character of this area or block views of neighboring properties in any manner. And just hope the board also recognizes that the existing condition of this property, currently we have 2 buildings in a state of disrepair. A good portion of the lot is currently vacant, covered with weeds and overgrown substances. And you see the architectural renderings of the site and how the betterment of the project such as this would bring to the community as a whole. And for these reasons, this application meets the burden of proof for a D6 height variance.
I have no further questions.
Commissioners, any questions for the engineer? Sorry, planner. Any questions? Seeing none.
We have nothing further this time.
I just wanted to ask you a question. The planning board did approve substantially the same application a month ago, or not even a month ago, with the exception of the added height that you're requesting now. Does the variance that the planning board granted continue, or are they, or we have to reapprove?
Like everything we asked for in the planning board will remain the same. The only difference is one building will be.
I understand it's the same, but do we have to reapprove those variances? You don't think so?
No, the only reason that we're here is the board didn't have jurisdiction.
I understand that.
They probably can have been memorialized over that.
I'm just trying to think out loud as to whether or not we have to reapprove those.
Well, and it's my understanding those variances have already been memorialized.
I have the resolution. I'm just, in a new application, one would think that those variances may not be the same since your application is different. You know what I'm saying? It's not that it's a different application before a different board. And why would those variances may continue when you have a new application and a new set of plans?
I think first of all that the variances that were granted affect other
resolution that was adopted by the planning board decided on September 13, 2012, memorialized October 4, 2012. Tony, what's your opinion on this? I just want to make sure we're clear as to what we're deciding.
I think because of the variance to that, I mean, the planning board, you don't really, unless maybe rephrase that. I think the height, the additional height requested really doesn't impact the variances. They requested impervious coverage, building coverage, landscape areas in the parking area, and a number of parking spaces. So I think the height is impact the variances. So I think not have to restate those variances, just vote on the height. You just brought up that they requested parking variance from the planning board. It seems that with this existing plan, it would probably not even exist, since they're now lifting the building up off the floor. I believe that the variance that granted parking was based on having additional units. And I believe that when they went to the planning board, they asked for variance, but they were basing it on the additional parking spaces.
But your position is that you don't need us to approve these variances, okay? Then we don't need testimony.
Thank you. Are there any members of the audience that wish to testify for or against this application? If so, please step forward. Seeing none. Commissioners. Comments?
Mr. Chairman, first of all, I'd like to start off by saying aesthetically it's a beautiful building. Second, I think that the housing authority here in Elizabeth picked an ideal location here in our city for such a project or proposal of that sort. I am in favor of this application.
Any other comments?
Yes, because of the continuous growth of the affordable housing and affordable district, I approve this application.
Thank you, Commissioner Reed. Is there a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Fernandez. Is there a second? Second. I believe Commissioner Reed got in front of you there. Sorry. Second by Commissioner Eady. Roll call.
Commissioner Fernandez.
Aye.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
Aye.
Commissioner Eady. Aye. Reverend Dixon.
Aye.
Commissioner Kano. Aye. Commissioner Galvez.
Aye.
Chairman Lewis.
Aye. Congratulations.